Hello everyone, this is Diane from Modern Mississauga, and I'm here with the 2018 Ford Fusion Energi SE. Now the big difference between the Energi and the regular Fusion Hybrid is that the Energi can be plugged in to charge the battery as opposed to relying only on the gas engine to charge it. This brings your city fuel consumption down from 5.5 liters per 100 kilometers to 2.4, which is pretty amazing given the price of gas nowadays. The hybrid engine is a 2-liter IVCT Atkinson Cyclone i4, and it uses an eCVT transmission. Now the gas and electric engines combined will give you 188 horsepower, and the gas engine will give you 129 pound-feet of torque. Let's take a walk around to the front, to that traditional Ford grille, which gives it a nice strong look. And then the headlights are kind of angled in a bit, which gives it a very nice sleek design from both the front and to the side. And if we come in close on the side, you can see the Energi badging with the pretty green leaf that tells you you are doing the environment good. Part of doing the environment good means losing trunk space for a battery. So let's take a look at the trunk. There is the lithium-ion battery, taking up probably a little more than half of the trunk space that would be there otherwise. So the trunk capacity is 232 liters. Not bad if you're just going to be going around town, maybe picking up a few groceries. You'll have space enough for that. Now, I wanted to show you it's not opening. There it is. The gas cap, they have the Easy Fuel, where it just goes in, there's no cap. It's very easy to use. Not usually a fan, however, because this door does lock, I kind of like it. So let's close the door and back up, give you a full shot of the side of the car, and we will be right back with the interior. So inside the Fusion we have push button start, and if we come over here on the dash, the car will tell you when it's ready to drive. I was very happy to see this. The first time I got in the car, I hit the start button. I didn't hear anything. I hit the start button a second time, thinking I was going to start the car, and I actually turned it off and had to start it a second time. So now I know not hearing anything is just fine. I'll look for that ready to drive sign. The display here is engage and empower mode. These are to help you know how much of your energy is coming from the gas engine, how much is coming from the electric. The difference between the two, in engage you have an extra dial which also tells you how close you are to using only the electric engine. It's a lot to look at while you're driving. It is good information, but again, just a lot to look at. In here we have tutorials, so they tell you how all the extra features work. The brake coach is cool. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in the drive portion, and it'll tell you about the battery display and lots of other things. Over here on the right side, the efficiency leaves. I like the efficiency leaves. When I look down, I can sometimes see one float away or one grow, and it lets me know how I'm doing with my fuel economy. There are a few other settings that give you a little bit more information. A lot to look at while you're driving though. So if we back up a little bit, you can see the whole dash, and depending on where your settings are, it is fairly uncluttered. If we keep it up here on the speedometer, that's just very nice and neat and tidy. Coming down to the steering wheel controls. Over here is the cruise control. The adaptive cruise control on this works phenomenally well. You have your gap distance here that you can set yourself. When I first turned it on, it was set at the tightest setting. That was a little too close for my comfort. I widened it a bit, and I had the cruise set at 100 on the highway in stop and go traffic. The car actually came to a complete stop at one point because the car in front of me did, and started back up again completely on its own. I always had my foot over the brake just because I was a little nervous with it, but it did brake soon enough that I didn't feel the need to interfere. Over here we have our phone and audio settings. We do have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And the infotainment screen up here, let's get rid of that. You have your audio controls, of course. Climate controls you can get into up there, or you can do them down here. I just stuck with this because I knew exactly where the buttons were, rather than trying to look down at this while you're trying to drive and figure out where it is. It's just, yeah, I don't really like doing it that way. Over here we have something called power flow. So it tells you where your energy is coming from. So right now we are running only off of the battery, as you can see. If it was using the fuel, this line here would light up showing that energy was being moved, being transferred. I'll leave that on while I'm driving so that you can see how it goes. Rotary shifter knob. I actually like this a lot. I found it really easy and convenient to use. Another cool feature that I discovered, I'm used to driving a manual, and so I have on occasion forgotten to put a car in park. When I did it in here, I could see the lights light up as it moved itself over to park, which is a nice little feature for those of us who aren't used to cars with park. Down here a little bit further, if I can get it in the shot, there it is. You have your park assist that Ford is quite well known for. We do have a little bit of comfort in this car. It's heated seats. There it is. And they are leather seats. They actually look quite nice. Leather up steering wheel. It is a 10-way power adjustable driver's seat, and you can set 2 driver settings for it. So if you're sharing the car, it's not so bad. We'll be right back with the drive portion. Here we are with the drive portion. There's a lot going on in this dash, a little bit too much for my liking. I have it set over on the left here with the engage mode, which shows you exactly how much of your power is coming from the gas engine and how much from the electric. It also shows you how close you are to operating only on electric. It's a little bit too much to read as you're driving. If you actually go down and look down and try to read it all, you're taking your eyes off the road far too long. The leaves are kind of a nice feature over here on the right, because you can see just at a glance a leaf just blew away. That gives you a good idea. And it also has a feature called the brake coach, which we will be able to demonstrate right now as we're coming up to a stop sign. When we come to a complete stop, it will tell us how much. We return 78% of the energy on that stop. I have had it come all the way up to 100%. I didn't think that would be possible, but that's kind of cool that you can recover it that much energy. So if you're looking for a good economical car, high 20s is a pretty good price for a hybrid, and it does get very good fuel economy. So that's about it with the 2018 Ford Fusion Energi SE. Thanks for watching.